Hey guys, welcome back. I'm out in my garden. It is super windy and this phone does not do well with wind. So you're gonna just hear wind. The last video you saw, it was still really, I was hitting some really frozen ground, surface level, and I am still hitting frozen ground, but it's not for like 5 inches, possibly 6 inches in some areas down. So I've been able to get a lot done. So I've kind of skipped the first 2 beds because they're super weedy and I need to deal with that. But the rest of the beds I had mainly mulched, maybe not these 2 beds. I had mulched part of one of these beds and the other beds I have mulched, and so the weeds are not nearly as bad. But I'll show you what I've been doing. Okay, so I have been ripping up the landscape fabric and digging out the walkways and then throwing the extra soil onto the beds. This is my completed bed. Man, the wind is bad. And this one is the bed I'm currently working on, and I still need to rake it out. It's not even. That is what I'm doing. This is what it looks like, and that's like before I do it. So that's obviously some weed fabric underneath there, and then shovel it out, and that's what they're looking like. That is what's been going on. I've just been out here doing a bed or so a day walkway. It is a lot of work, especially when you're out of garden shape or just out of shape in general. But I got my chair. That's right. So I take breaks and I'm listening to my audiobook. It is the new Hunger Games book that came out. This is my second time listening to it because it was so good. It's a heartbreaker. It's a good one. If you can see how, so the soil's up pretty good. This is years and years of adding to it though. Also, praise report, all of my little orchard trees I planted, they're all like little sticks, last year, all survived the winter. So they're all doing really well. They're not budding up, it's been pretty cold still, but they are all surviving. I need to stake them. I've never had orchard trees this small and outside before, so I need to stake them. And these are all zone, what's -50? They're all zone -50. I believe that's zone 2. Could be wrong. I got them from St. Lawrence Nursery. I have another order coming up that I'm getting delivered from them. My hair just flopped up. I just got home from church. Went and ate lunch, ran out to the garden because the heavens are about to open up and downpour rain for the next and snow for the next 4 days. So I just wanted to get out here because I probably won't be able to get out. It's Sunday. I won't be able to get out here until probably Thursday or Friday, so I wanted to get a couple beds done to make myself feel good about myself. Trying to encourage myself just to do a few beds a week. And I was like, if I have 10 beds on this half of the garden that I'm on, and if that would be 2 beds a week, that'd be 5 weeks. And I was like, that's freaking never. But then I remembered these beds are not very weedy at all. And so I picked the medium beds they were sort of weedy, but not too bad. And I skipped the really weedy ones. And I've been debating on doing a cover crop or tarping them with my black silage tarp, or just putting weed fabric over them and letting the sun kill out the weeds, or cardboarding them again. And I'm going back and forth in my brain and I don't know what to do. And then I was putting compost. I was shoveling up my walkway and putting it on this half of the bed. I still got to do on the other side of that's what we hook our sprinklers up to. Still got to do on that side. But I remember this is a strawberry bed and I don't know if there's any strawberries left. Hopefully they survived the winter. I saw they did in my little garden. Oh, I just got my answer. Hello. There's a strawberry leaf right there. Got some weeds. All right. They're coming up really easy. Let's see if I can find another one. These were a gift from another gardener in town, and he told me that they didn't need straw to be mulched over winter and that they would be fine, but I wanted to mulch them with straw because I didn't want the bed to be uncovered to grow more weeds. Ooh. Hopefully I got more. Oh yeah, here's one right there. So we have a couple that have come up. Oh no, the rain's coming. I need to spread this compost out so that way it doesn't kill my strawberries. We do the community garden for our church here, and last year we had people come over and plant garlic, and I just bought organic garlic from Azure Standard, and we planted it in this 65-foot bed. And I was really nervous because typically store-bought garlic is soft neck garlic. There's 2 kinds of garlic: hard neck, soft neck. Hard neck is more hardy and can handle deep in the negatives, and soft neck is not as hardy, but that's typically what's sold in the grocery stores. But we did get down to 20 this year, but it was pretty quick and we had snow on the ground. We have all sorts of garlics coming up every day. They're all coming up. So we have a ton of garlics coming up, which is awesome. And then I went and checked my garlics, which they were heavilier mulched. And we also have garlics coming up, which I did. I think all of mine are hardneck. But let's see if I can find some. And with this side of the garden is like, yeah, I'm hitting frozen. This is frozen. And we're not that far down, like an inch down. So this is frozen solid, which is probably why that's not coming up, that garlic. And then I couldn't remember which beds I planted it in. So where's the garlic? I'm pretty sure I found it in one bed, and I know I have at least 2 beds of it. This is a problem. Okay, I can't find my garlic, but just take my word for it. I found it the other day. I don't know what bed it is. And the rain's starting to come down harder. And I want to finish smoothing out that bed. Maybe rip up this one, depending if it stays like sprinkling like this. And then we'll go in the greenhouse and we'll check out my onion seedlings. So I just found this. It's a parsnip. And it's growing back up. You see it sprouting. I'm just going to pop it in the ground. It'll grow seeds and we'll save seeds. Oh my gosh. It smells so good. Did I just get it all over my face? It smells lovely. Yeah, we're going to get some seeds off of this year. So that'll be good. All right, I bucked into the greenhouse because the rain, if you can hear it, it's coming down more. I got an extra bed done, so that's good. Did I get 2 or 3 beds done today? I think just 2. Infinite, yeah. 2.5 maybe? I had a question about my onions. A gal had said this was her first year growing onions and asked if I trimmed the seed caps off. Okay, so if you look closely here, you can, my hands are disgusting, but gardener. You can see some seed caps still on. The answer is yes and no. They'll eventually fall off, but these onions have been trimmed 3 to 4 times, I think 4 times by now. And they're pretty little still, but they're making their way. And you're gonna see dead bits inside the cup. And that's just the trimmings I've trimmed. And I just kind of let it fall and mulch itself and do its own thing. Now over here, the dead bits are actually dead onions because they were oversown. I did start more. Some of them are coming back to life, but I'm not expecting great things. But I started more Walla Wallas and the red torpedoes inside for the community garden. But these are all my personal ones. The shallots are doing subpar. I actually don't know if we're supposed to trim shallots. I realized that the other day. I was like, am I supposed to trim shallots? But I did. And leeks. So the seed caps I have trimmed off mostly, but here's some leeks. They're coated in silver because these ones were from Johnny's. Anyway, they're in there and you can see them in there. So if you trim them off when you do your trimming, that's fine. I typically trim mine off just because I trim my onions anyway, and you're gonna kind of want to. I'm gonna let these grow up a bit more. And the gal had also said hers were turning yellow. If your onions are turning yellow, if you have them in potting soil, they don't have any nutrients, and so they're going to turn yellow because they are starving. They need some food. So you need to get them some nutrients. You can get some not fish fertilizer and not smell up your entire laundry room. But if they're out in a greenhouse, it really doesn't matter. I like doing that. Okay, so here is one that missed the trim. Do you see that one? That big long one? That one would be ready for a trim. But the rest of them are not. And trimming them, basically putting more energy so their roots and their stalks get bigger. The starts you buy from the store that are nice and thick, they've been trimmed a lot, and they were probably started in November or December because they get thick onion starts, and that's what they're there for. They've been started so early so that they get nice and thick for you. Now I have planted my onions out at this stage, and I have gotten a year's worth of onions. You can do it, but I like them to be a little bit bigger. But they're not ready to go out. They're not gonna go out for another month. So they're gonna have another month in this greenhouse being babied and getting the growing big and strong. I feel like I should switch this tray around so the good ones are in the front and the bad ones are in the back, so it looks like I'm a better gardener. Oh, just kidding. Okay, so I planted my tomatoes over a week ago. Nobody sprouted, but I haven't checked today. I should check today and see if I got any sprouts. More onions. I saw that they were sprouting yesterday or the day before whenever I checked on them. And my peppers are big and bodacious in there, so they're doing really well. So that's what's inside right now. I bought some blueberries. I got some more. I got like 6 blueberry plants. They're zone 3, but I have them in here because they are starting to blossom. And if I would put them out, they would die. So probably should take the blossoms off because we don't need the blossoms. I'll go out and show you what I did out in the garden and make a break for it in the house so I don't get wet. And then it's Sunday, so we're gonna have a nice Sunday dinner. Trey's making dinner tonight. It's like his specialty is cilantro lime chicken. It's so good. It's so good. I should have him do a video one day of him making it. It's so good. And I'm gonna make some fresh bread for it. It's gonna be really good. The chickens are all running for the coop, so that's when you know the rain's gonna really, it's already coming down pretty good, but you know it's gonna come down good when the chickens are headed for the coop. Actually, you know it's gonna be real bad when the geese start heading for the coop because they like to be out in the rain. Oh, it's snowing and it's sleeting. Snow and rain. Spring's beautiful spring day. Love the rain. Never gonna deny the rain here. Okay, are we ready to make a break for it and go show you? I did this bed and this one, so I did 2 beds. There they are. So we got 3 beds down. If I can get out here tomorrow, I'll work on that bed, but I'm not sure which bed the garlic's in, so I don't really want to mess anything up. But that's all for today, guys. Thanks for following along. I gotta get inside before the whole heavens open up. I'll see you on the next video. Bye, guys.